Seat 21F. That is where they found her. 4 years old. She was in seat 21F on the right side of the aircraft, and she was alive. Around her, 154 people who were not. Northwest Airlines Flight 255 left Detroit Metropolitan Airport at 8:46 in the evening on August 16, 1987. It climbed for 15 seconds. Then it stopped climbing. The aircraft struck a light pole on Middlebelt Road, then a rental car facility, then the ground. The impact sequence lasted 4 seconds. A 4-year-old girl named Cecelia survived it. Nobody has ever been able to fully explain why. The National Transportation Safety Board investigated Flight 255 for 11 months. Their final report runs to 247 pages. It names the cause. The crew failed to extend the wing flaps and slats before takeoff. A checklist was not completed. A safety system that should have warned them did not, because a circuit breaker had been pulled earlier that day and not reset. The report is specific. It names the altitude, the airspeed, the angle of impact. It names the seats where survivors were most likely to be found. It does not name why a child in seat 21F was the only one. The record is complete on mechanics. It is silent on the part that concerns this script. Michael Cichan was 34 years old. Paula Cichan was 30. David Cichan was 6. Cecelia was 4. They were traveling from Detroit to Phoenix to visit family. Michael and Paula and David did not survive. Cecelia was found in the wreckage with a broken leg, a broken arm, and cuts across her face. She was unconscious. She did not know yet that she was alone. Investigators believe she survived because of where she was sitting, and because her mother's body absorbed part of the impact. Paula Cichan was found shielding her daughter. Whether this was instinct or chance, whether a mother's arm reached across in the last half-second of consciousness, the record does not say. It cannot say. Some things happen faster than documentation. She was 4 years old. Children that age do not yet have the architecture for grief. They have attachment. They have absence. They know when someone is gone, but they do not yet have a word large enough to hold what gone means permanently. Cecelia Cichan went to live with her mother's sister in Alabama. Her aunt and uncle raised her. She grew up. She went to school. She did not speak publicly about the crash for 25 years. 25 years. Not because she was hiding from it. Because some things take that long to find words for. In 2012, she gave an interview to People magazine. She was 29 years old. She said she did not remember the crash. She said she knew her parents were gone, but that as a child she did not fully understand what that meant. She said she had a good life. She said her family, the family that took her in, gave her everything. She said she thought about her parents. What she did not say, what no document records, because no document can, is what it costs to be the only one. Not the one who survived a crash. The one who survived a family. Those are different weights. One is something that happened to you. The other is something you carry without anyone to carry it with. The NTSB report identifies 60 things that went wrong on August 16, 1987. A checklist not completed. A circuit breaker not reset. A crew that was fatigued. A system that failed to warn them. It identifies, with precision, the sequence of mechanical failures that produced the outcome. It does not identify why one child in seat 21F survived when everyone around her did not. Investigators called it a combination of factors. Seat position, impact dynamics, the specific physics of how that section of fuselage broke apart and how it came to rest. There is a term for this in accident investigation: survivable impact. The forces were survivable for a body of her size, in that seat, in that position. That is the technical answer. The technical answer does not explain why she was in that seat. Her brother David was 6. The record does not say where David was sitting. It does not say whether seat assignments were made in advance or chosen at the gate. It does not say who sat next to whom, or who wanted the window, or who had fallen asleep before the aircraft reached the runway. These are the things no record captures. The ordinary decisions of an ordinary evening that nobody thought to write down because there was no reason to. Until there was. Cecelia Cichan is in her 40s now. She has a name, a life, people who love her. She is not defined by August 16, 1987. She said so herself. But she is also not separate from it. Nobody is separate from the worst thing that ever happened to them. They just find ways to live alongside it. There are 155 names associated with Northwest Flight 255. 154 of them appear on a memorial. One of them grew up, learned to walk again after the broken leg healed, went to school in Alabama, made friends who did not know her before, friends who knew her only as herself, not as the girl from the crash. That is its own kind of survival, learning to be known as someone other than what happened to you. She was 4 years old. She did not choose C-21F. She did not choose to be the only one. She just was. And then she had to figure out what to do with that. For the rest of her life. Without a single person from before. The NTSB closed the investigation in 1988. The cause was confirmed. The report was filed. The case was, in official terms, resolved. Cecelia Cichan was 5 years old when they filed it. She was just starting to understand what questions were. She had not yet learned to ask the one she would spend the rest of her life sitting with.